Hello, and welcome back to Fallout 3. I'm Chance, also known as Maras. In the last episode, uh, the game crashed after we tried to save. Um, Essentially, last episode we came to, we watched the wedding happen, and we came to Little Lamplight, and yada yada yada. Game crashed. Brought Sticky to Big Town. All
Watch
unmarked
it.
quests should be
You're
done.
my hero, mister. I want to be just like you when I grow up.
Why?
Yeah, I'm wondering because I'll trade you whatever I got for more.
We got for trade.
Well, I didn't want to trade it, but I got the stim pack Lucy said I'm supposed to carry with me. Is it worth a Nuka?
Sounds good.
Hooray! I win the Nuka Cola.
Goodbye. Uh-huh. Oh.
Whoa, you're big. You must be the biggest kid here. I'm the littlest kid. My real name's Betty, but mostly I get called Bumble. What are you called, big kid?
Sometimes people call me the Vault Dweller. Nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you, too. Did you come from the vault? I heard there's monsters down there. Eclair told me once, one of them, they got him and bit him right in the face, and that's why he's only got one eye. But you don't look like a monster, and I don't think you'd bite anyone in the face. You look like a nice vault dweller.
Why do you call you Bumble?
It's just a name, okay? Not my fault I knocked stuff over. Lucy says I still got a lot of growing to do.
I really need to get to Vault 87. You know the way?
We don't go there. It's bad back there. Ask Mayor if you really want to know.
Bye-bye, Bumble.
Bye, Vault Dweller.
This is some kind of, school. Eating a cookie right now, by the way. Okay. I thought Lucy hangs out here, but I guess not. Maybe she's somewhere else right now. So, welcome to Little Lamplight, where everyone's a kid. Or a dog. Mostly kids, though. Essentials. Belunkers.
Watch it. Wow. Am I glad to be back. If it weren't for you, I think we'd have died back there. So, thanks for the help. If anyone asks me, you're an official kid.
Why they called Squirrel?
I like to think it's because of my inquisitive and charming nature, as well as my natural climbing ability. But Knock Knock says it's because I'm totally nuts. Guess which one's probably right.
Take care, Squirrel.
I'll try.
Knock knock.
New in town, huh? Well, if McCready let you in, that's a good sign. I'm Knock Knock, and I take care of keeping the peace down here. Or at least the morale. So who are you? You going to cause any trouble?
I'm from Vault 101. Rescue some of your friends from slavers.
Oh, that was you? Nice work. I hope you got some good laughs out of it before you left. Gotta make sure they know not to try that again. Speaking of which, I'm Knock Knock, and I take care of the general morale around here.
You already told me that.
Which is to say, I collect a lot of stories, and sometimes trade them to keep the others amused. Morale's better than less al, see?
Said you're in charge of morale? What's that mean?
Well, technically, I'm patrolling and keeping the peace. Mostly, that involves making sure people are happy and not getting into trouble. You can't very well keep the peace if you've already lost it, see? So, bam! Jokes. Want to hear one?
Sure, let's hear one.
Prepared to be amused. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Noah.
Know a place where you get some better jokes?
Hey, that's good. I was just gonna say no, a place where I can get some food.
That was, really funny.
Gee, thanks. I have to admit most of them aren't really funny. At least not ha-ha funny. They're more like a tradition. Most of them were passed down from this book we found down back, called Vault Boy's Big Book of Laughs for Kids.
Huh.
They're not really funny, but something about hearing them is a little comforting, you know?
Why don't you come up with new jokes or stories to tell?
Oh, we've got lots of funny incidents. Like when Sammy shot the raider who thought he was a girl, that sort of stuff. But we don't really get a lot of news stories from outside. The scav teams spend all their time hidden, so they don't get much news, see? I'd sure like to hear more tales from the great big outdoors myself. Actually, if you hear any, feel free to tell me.
I got a tale I could tell you.
Oh, really? Tell me about it.
Not long. I left a dull life behind to search for fame and adventure in the Wasteland.
Wow, that sounds like it took some guts. Life down here might get dull, but I gotta admit, at least I don't get shot at. Well, not as much anyway.
I get shot
Tell
at a
me
lot.
more. What's happened since then?
I finally found my dad. Oh, actually, I'm not really telling that part. I enlisted the aid of the Brotherhood of Steel in my heroic adventures.
They work for you? Wow, they must think you're the most important Mungo in the Wastes. So what happens next?
I'd tell you more, but I'm still working on how it ends.
That makes sense, I suppose. A good story can take a while to put together, you know.
Why are you called Knock Knock?
Well, when people started calling Nicky by his new name, I needed one too, see? If you're twins, it just doesn't cut it to be called Knick Knack and Sue.
Knick Knack and Knock Knock. I have to go now. Hello.
Great. RJ let in another pair of choppers to eat up all our food. Well, as long as you don't give me any crap about how I prepare your grub, I guess you'll be okay. So tell me, what do you think of cave fungus and watery mushroom sauce?
I'd rather eat a Brahmin turd sandwich with no bread.
You got that right. After our regular meals, I bet some of us would give that a shot. If we had a Brahmin down here, that is. Listen, my name's Eclair. Don't laugh. And I'm in charge of the food down here. We haven't got much, but I do what I can to spice it up. If you need a meal down here, just talk with me. You'll hardly even know you're eating cave mold.
Where do you get the food for this place?
Honestly, when we can't scavenge some from outside, we mostly scrape it off the walls and skim it off the water. No, really. Most of our food comes from fungus that grows in these caves. It's not so bad when you get used to it, and we don't have much choice. At least it's filling, so we don't have to eat much of it. But man, oh man, it tastes terrible.
Where does the fungus come from?
It's pretty hard to find, and I hear it doesn't grow in other caves. I don't know why it's here, but without it, we'd be goners. Think fungus just grows on trees? No, it grows in caves. Ugh. Knock Knock came up with that one once, and now it's stuck in my head forever. Doesn't take any work to get it to grow down here. All I have to do is collect and prepare it. Mostly, I try to get the stink off it.
How does the fungus grow?
They say the fungus grows in the pools where the first Lamplighters sent the Mungos. That's about the most they ever helped us. I don't know how true that is, but I know sometimes the scav team comes back with this strange meat that tastes terrible, but the fungus loves it. I don't know where they find that meat, but if you could bring some back, I'd be glad to trade fungus for it. Of course, McCready'd have to okay it.
That's all I need to know for now.
Sure.
Why are you called Eclair?
Well, I didn't get the nickname for being fat and full of cream, if that's what you're asking. Back when I was on the scav team, I found some pages from an old cookbook. Sometimes I try them out. Just for the record, don't try making an eclair out of cave fungus. The taste sticks with you, and not in a good way.
I'd like some food.
Bon appetit!
He's got punga fruit here. That's kind of dumb.
Honest?
Oops.
No, at least...
I guess I have to... Oh, God. I thought that was like a little river, not even a lake. I legit thought it was like a little pond. Not a river, what I meant. A little tiny pond.
Watch it.
Watch it. I am merely a boy.
You're my hero, mister. I want to be just like you when I grow up.
Why are you called Knick-Knack?
Well, my name was Nick, and I collect knickknacks. Not everything has to be real complex, see?
Can you repair something for me?
Sure, let me see that thing.
Oh, your skill's garbo. That's it. Bing bong, bing bong. Where's everyone running off to? I know this place is supposed to be pure anarchy, but sheesh, calm down. There's supposed to be a kid somewhere around here who has a laser rifle.
Thanks for getting Penny and Squirrel back. And Sammy too, I guess.
There he is. Billy.
Hello, I'm Billy. Welcome to Little Lamplight. Hey, you look like you're handy with the weapon. I got kicked off the scab team, so I guess I don't need mine anymore. Wanna buy my laser rifle? 500 caps, and it's all yours.
How about giving it to a fellow kid like me?
That's a great idea. You take it, and good luck out there.
Laser rifle. The laser rifle, called Wazel rifle, has an increased capacity, I believe. It has 30 instead of standard 24, I believe. And I think it has like a higher crit chance and higher damage. Yeah, that's it. This place is kind of a maze, and finding and talking to all the kids can be a challenge because of that. I'll certainly try, but I won't make much promises because I can't use VATS to
Hey,
find them.
you're
I
new,
think.
and you're too big to be a resident. Who are you?
I rescued a captured kids. I'm a big hero.
You brought back Penny and Sammy and Squirrel? Well, I guess that does make you a pretty big hero. Thanks. I'm Lucy, and I'm pretty much the mom around here. And that means I spend a lot of time kissing boo-boos and making things all better. So if you ever get any scrapes or bruises, or if you get shot, stabbed, or radiated, stop by, and I'll do what I can, big hero.
How do you keep healthy here?
There's always one big sister or another who knows her way around a compress and a sewing needle. So we take care of most of the little scrapes. And way back when, someone figured out that some of the plants and fungus around here absorb radiation. The little ones don't like to eat their veggies, but they don't like to be sick either. So we get by.
Huh. Sounds like pretty useful fungus.
It is, especially for dealing with the low-level radiation we all get from the water. The fungus just soaks it right up. But it doesn't help the rickets that keep hitting the younger lamplighters. Believe it or not, I can make a treatment for that from extract of buffout. Actually, if you can talk McCready into it, I'd be glad to trade some fungus for buffout, but he'd have to say it was okay.
So you're the whole doctor in the whole place?
Well, we all know the basics. Combat first aid, you know? But I've got the most experience at the tough stuff. Bumble's been learning the most about the more complex parts of cutting and sewing. People tease her, but she's got a steady hand. Of course, now she just needs to learn what you do and don't cut.
That's all I need to know for now.
Well, until you...
I have to go. Seems I could get some special fungus from multiple avenues here.
Watch it.
Watch it. I'm not gonna fix the computer. Oh, wait. Joseph. I'm not gonna fix the computer because I don't think it's really needed.
Well, here's something I don't see every day. A new face in Little Lamplight. A bit big for one of our kids, but you seem all right. What's your story down here?
Mayor McCready let me in for rescuing those kids.
That was you? Well, my most sincere thanks then. You brought my sister Penny back to me, and I couldn't ask more than that. I'm Joseph, and if there's ever anything I can do for you, just name it. As the oldest kid in town, I spent most of my time teaching, but I do what I can to keep the kids clean and fresh-faced. Say, if you're ever looking for a haircut, I'd be glad to offer my services. You only have to ask.
Here, there's a door that doesn't work.
Nuh-uh. Door works fine. Computer's broke. Well, maybe not broke, but it sure don't work right. I turned it off because it was just wasting power.
You don't have the passcode?
Nope. Nobody ever wrote it down. And then one day somebody forgot. You know how it goes.
Never mind. What kind of education did kids get in here?
Well, back at the start, all the children had were the notes from the grown-ups that hadn't left yet, and a few books on caves from the store. But after finding the vault, a few scavengers brought back holotapes for basic schooling, reading, basic math, encyclopedias, that sort of thing. We don't get many books anymore from the scav team, but I make sure to keep my own notes on the computer for whoever takes over after I leave.
Huh. What do you teach the kids?
Mostly whatever they want to learn. We don't have strict classes or anything down here, but it does mean they're interested in what I'm teaching. But everyone learns the basics of fighting and shooting and survival. We've all got obvious reasons to be interested in that.
How thorough are your teaching materials?
We entered all of the books and holotapes into the computer, but frankly, there are a lot of important subjects the Vault's material didn't cover. I could wish for more, but we're probably still the best school in the Wasteland. Maybe the only school in the Wasteland, really.
That's all I need to know for now.
Glad I could help.
Goodbye. Interesting. Still don't know how they managed to repopulate. My assumption is basically everyone knows about Little Lamplight being a place for kids. You know,
Watch it.
just all over the Wasteland, everyone knows that Little Lamplight is the place for kids, right? So let's say you're a father or a mother and you feel like you're very wounded or something and you don't think you're gonna make it, and you have a kid. I think what happens is they just bring kids to Little Lamplight and be like, and they just croak, you know, so that the kid could at least learn to, you know, survive and do whatever it is that needs to be done, whatever. That's my only assumption, because I doubt that there's any other way that kids, you know, ever prosper down here. Like Brian Wilkes, the guy from the Doze quest line, you have the option of actually bringing him here. You know, that's like an option to essentially complete his quest line, is bringing him to Little Lamplight. So I just assume that the reason why there's always kids here in Little Lamplight is because people just keep bringing kids here to Little Lamplight. If I remember correctly, this weapon's really good for VATS. Not because of accuracy or anything, but because it uses like very little what's it called, AP. So if you're like a VATS build, which we aren't, but if you are a VATS build, it's really good. Especially since its capacity is like ridiculous. Usually what I do, or I used to do back on console, is I would make a VATS build. Essentially I would get Grim Reaper. Oh fuck. I'd get the Grim Reaper perk, which whenever you kill someone using VATS, your VATS AP fills up. I took one that I took one of the perks that reduces action points, and then I took one that increases the action points, and I would essentially spam VATS on every enemy. Because it was like one of the most OP things you could do. At least for, you know, for console. When, like, your aiming is based on a frickin', you know, a stick. With this, I have a mouse. So it makes shooting things a little bit easier.
Found you!
Still haven't had the mysterious stranger help me. I mean, I don't use the VATS too much, but like he hasn't ever come by to, you know, take out an enemy. Especially in times where I'm like freaking out about, oh no, I'm gonna die, maybe mysterious stranger will help me, and then he obviously doesn't, because, you know, he isn't around. I mean, you know, it's not like I say, oh, I hope the mysterious stranger is gonna help me in this fight, and, you know, like, jinx it, but my luck is pretty decent, right? It's like 7, 8, 8? He should be spawning a couple times. Look at my stats, he should be spawning, you know, a little bit. This looks like a fucking... Oh, no, not you. Gonna be a lot more of these bastards in here too. I should actually be using this thing. It's pretty powerful. Like the shotgun, it deals damage per pellet, or I guess laser, that hits something. If I remember correctly. And it shoots like 6, I think? 6 lasers? Might be 6 or 5. Around that ballpark.
Game over!
Pew pew pew. Lucky. I mean, it's only a 50%. 15 failure chance, but still. I have failed on lower percentage of failures. In this game, at least. Oh, got the hiccups again. Wait, if that doesn't lead, then where's this lead? %40 chances, just below half failure. And it makes people feel confident that, oh, I could succeed that. It's, oh no, it's above 50-50. Don't trust the above 50-50. Trust me. It's... You think, I have more likely chance to succeed, but I feel like more often than not, it hits failure, even though it's more likely to succeed. It's generally, when I use a forced pick, it always fails. I remember once that there was something for the hacking game that also had something similar, but then when I look back, it's not there. So now I don't remember. Like I'm just like, where are my memories? You know, because I had a memory where like, yeah, you could force you could force hack, computers. But when I look back, it never appears, but my memory says it exists. Oh, that could have done a bunch of damage, and this leads to nowhere. It was a trap. Getting close to the vault, though, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, if we use the other way, it just leads directly into the vault rather than having to walk through this murder cave. Ah, shit. Even with the balancing patch I did, these guys are still meat sacks. I mean, I am still on, very hard, so his damage resistance is a bit higher. Where's the reduction? No, I think it's resistance in this game. Yeah. In Fallout New Vegas, it's damage reduction. I don't remember which one's better. Resistance, I think, is you take damage regardless, because it's only a percentage that's reducted. While damage reduction is just a flat, you don't take X amount of damage based on something. Oh, fuck. Cool, I thought for a second that it might not have exploded. I was just being dumb. Ooh, 15. Well, we're getting close to the vault, even though that's weird. Why would a vault door immediately lead right back into something again?